Ahly versus Ahly Benghazi. So the defending champions retain their winning ways against Ahly, and they win this game 87-76. Let's just talk about this. So the defending champions, after being stunned by the City Oilers, I mean, things just looked so bleak for them. And that was the first loss that they suffered, and it was a 1-point loss. That game against City Oilers, which I covered in a previous video, it ended 82-81. And in the next game that they were going to play, they had to make a statement, and they had to redeem themselves against a credible opponent and in front of 2,730 fans. And they did that, and they defended home court very well, and they won this game. All the way from the first quarter, you could see they had that determination. The defending champions had that determination to just end things once and for all, and they did not let up. Even with down the stretch when the game was just getting much more intense, they just knew what they had to do, and they just stuck with their game plan, and they did not leave anything to chance. And the key contributors we had: Ehab Amin Saleh, the team captain, 19 points. Mark Steven Lyons, he had 17. Then we had Tony Mitchell Jr., he had 16. So we had a couple of players scoring 10 points or more from the Ahly, the defending champions. I know Ahly versus Ahly Benghazi is just a derby, and these teams just share a name. The only thing is their area code is just different. One team, the Ahly Benghazi team, comes from Libya, and the defending champions, of course, they come from Egypt, and they are North African countries. And when North African countries clash, you just expect good quality basketball, and that is what we got treated to in this game. And this game did not disappoint. You had Solo Diabate. He led with 9 assists, so he has just been wreaking havoc with his assist numbers. And he did not show up scoring wise that much. He only had 3 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, but you could see he dished out the rock pretty well. He was not able to score as much, and he just facilitated the ball as he does. Then we got Lual Ausil. This man was just on an absolute tear, and despite the loss to the Ahly, the defending champions, Lual Ausil, he had a spectacular game, 26 points and 15 boards. He finished off this game with a double-double. Despite his double-double, it wasn't enough to take apart the defending champions. And looking at how the defending champions shot the ball, they shot the ball pretty well at a 44% clip, both from 2-point field goals and 3-point field goals. And the 3-pointers is where they reign supreme. Although out of 27 attempts, only 12 went in. It was a far comparison to Ahly Benghazi. They really struggled from shooting from downtown, from the perimeter, and it was just hard. They are 5 of 16, and that was 31%. Had a couple of shots from deep went in, it will be a different story. But when you look at the free throws and rebounds and assists, that at the Ahly Benghazi, they really dominated at that. They went to the line 22 times, sank 15 of them. They out-rebounded the defending champions, Ahly, 44 rebounds. But to be fair, the Ahly, the defending champions, they only were 1 rebound shy from tying it. And when it came to dishing out the rock and just facilitating and also just making sure everyone is involved, both teams did a very good job. Ahly Benghazi, 23 assists to the Ahly defending champions, 20. But when it came to the steals and blocks, the Ahly, the defending champions, they really knew what they needed to do, and they're a very good team at capitalizing at other people's flaws. One thing I've seen about the North African teams, when you make a mistake, they're able to know what to do, and they're able to make that adjustment and exploit that. If you don't take care of the basketball, they know what to do, and they know how to capitalize from that, especially from points from turnovers. And that's what the Ahly, the defending champions, did. And right now, looking at the way things are, Ahly, the Ahly, the defending champions, they have a nice 4-1 record and still sit at the top. And you can see the Ahly Benghazi team, They are struggling with a 2-3 record, and they play their last game tomorrow. So we're just waiting to see how that game pans out. I know a lot of adjustments have been made. A lot of things are just going to go into their last game just for that finals playoff push. But the defending champions, they're on their way to just win, to win their fifth game tomorrow, because I don't think there's any team that can be able to stop them and stop their dominance. And they have really dominated. That City Oilers game, I can say, it was just late in the game, and they're not able to just close out the game. And you can look at how that game ended. It was a clutch game, and by no means, not disrespect to City Oilers, but Ahly, if they had taken care of the ball and they were able to make some crucial shots and some key possessions, that game would have gone the other way. But that game was just there for the taking from any team, because it was so close, and any team at that time could have been able to take the game. But City Oilers, they did that. And this game, when they played against Ahly Benghazi, they had to make sure to just clean them up and just wipe them away. And they did that in the first encounter that they had, where they won 3 straight. And in that previous game that the defending champions, they played, 98-86 was the final score. And the Ahly, the defending champions, are not letting up, and they're just looking towards going back to back. They don't want to suffer the fate of a team like the USM team in last year's BAL, where they won the BAL, and in the next season they couldn't even make the playoffs. So they just want to make sure to get that playoff lock, which they have. And even if they lose tomorrow's game, they're already surefire, and they have a higher seeding as the game progresses. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think about the BAL, what you think about Ahly, what you think about Ahly Benghazi, what you think about the Nile Conference, all that. Please leave your feedback down in the comments section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton. And yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.